news tends to change a lot, right? So you have to identify which news will remain static for 5 years, for 10 years. Which newspaper will change in the next couple of years. For example, news regarding any species you see, any animals, or if you see a news regarding a scientific breakthrough, news regarding some economic terms, those things are going to stay. So once you read newspaper, at beginning it will take around 2 hours for you in a day. So you have to link the newspaper with the syllabus of UPSC. Syllabus plus previous year question. That's how your notes should be framed. For each keywords mentioned in this syllabus, you have to compare it with what are the news articles that are coming up from that syllabus, and you have to make notes regarding it. For example, if there is any mention of any historic monuments, history is mentioned in the syllabus, you have to take note of it. If you're going to read something regarding the Supreme Court is mentioned in the syllabus, you have to take notes of it. Just compare the previous year question and then syllabus, and then take notes from the newspaper. Even English is not necessary to do this examination, I will say. A basic knowledge about what English is essential. Hindi is not not even essential. Even I don't know Hindi. You can give this examination like with respect to prelims. The question paper comes only in English and Hindi. So with respect to prelims, you have to have a little basic knowledge about English is enough. With respect to mains, you can write in Tamil. All the papers can be written in Tamil, and you have Tamil literature as an option as well. So you can take that as well. And with respect to interview, there are 22 languages which are listed in our constitution, which has official scheduled languages, and there are translators who are available to translate. If you are going to give your interview in Tamil, they will translate in English to the panel. So there is no language barrier in this examination. I would say it's up to you. There are a lot of information available in YouTube, and each and everything does the same. So it's up to you.
UPSC subject based or from your degree based?
Interviews completely they test your personality. It's not an interview actually. UPSC never uses the word interview. They use UPSC personality test. It completely tests your personality. They give you opportunity to represent yourself in an application form. Your achievements, your undergraduation, your post-graduation, your schooling, what are the subjects which you studied in your school, what was your major, and then what is the hobbies, interests. Even they ask your interest. Are there any awards that that you have won in your college or your school? All these things are UPSC gets beforehand, and your question can be from that particular application form or can be from anything. It's not about just subjects that UPSC generally mentions in their syllabus. It can be from a newspaper article which was mentioned today morning. If you're going to attend your interview in the evening, you have to be sure about the newspaper, what is the news that has happened day before, or what is expected to happen next week. So it is completely the answer, the way you answer should express your personality. So they just check your personality. For example, in my interview, they asked a lot of questions. For example, when I went, there was issue regarding Ladakh, there was issue regarding Kashmir, there was some issue going in Israel, Palestine, and all those questions they were never expecting a scholastic answer from me. Those things are being tested in your prelims and mains. They just want to see who am I? Can they train me? If they're going to select me and take me to their academy, can they train me to be an IAS officer is what they're expecting. So they just want to check your personality.
What about the IFS foreign service as well as the foreign service?
That's actually a good question, because this civil services people generally glorify IAS and IPS, but I would personally recommend not just stop with IFS or IFOS is a completely different stream. For prelims, you have to take the same paper. The cutoff will be generally high for IFOS, and when you're going to go for mains, you have to face a different set of papers for forest service, and the interview is also going to be different. So for forest service, I'm not a particular, I have not given even a single mains in forest service. But for that, you have to have two options, which generally are based on science, I guess. Science and you have to have certain technicalities. certain, I'm not sure about, I can clarify it. People from certain streams are not allowed to take forest service, I guess. I just need to have clarity. With respect to foreign services, with respect to how India stands now in the global stage, you can, I would recommend you highly to even prefer foreign service as your first service option. There are few people who only want foreign services. In 2020, there is a guy from Tamil Nadu. He just gave forest service as his foreign service as his preference, and didn't even fill other services. So that's how determined people also come in and choose foreign service. And there are also services like revenue service. Revenue service, you get income tax, you get customs and indirect taxes, and then you have audit and administrative service. That's a very lucrative service because India has recently, in last 5 years, India has got opportunities to audit World Bank. India has also got opportunities to audit different countries. So audit and account service plays a huge role there. And then recently they have reformed and brought in Indian Railway Management Service. If you are interested in technicalities, you can go and serve in Indian Railway Management Service. And then there is Indian Information Service. If you are someone who is very expressive, who wants to be if you are very much good in communication, Indian Information Service generally handles all the information related, that is publications, media related works of government. From A to Z, they are the one who is responsible. So these kind of service, the number of services is very high. I guess 21 services are available. So it's not just about why people glorify IAS and IPSs. These are all India services. All India services generally is you are appointed by the central government, but you work for the state. But if you're going to be an IRS officer or IFS officer, you will be attached to a particular ministry. So you generally become a central services officer. That's the difference between these two.
We have to start with NCRT, basic NCRT. So what will you suggest how to carry on with NCRTs and to furthermore how we can enter with the standard books?
Starting with the NCRTs, I would blindly ask you to read from the 6th standard. For example, if you're going to read geography, read from 6th standard. For history, there might be specific NCRTs which provide you holistic coverage. Instead of studying all the NCRTs, for example, some old NCRTs are there. For his ancient history, one NCRT suffice to complete the syllabus. So you can go with the resources which are available, like the recommendations that are available in online. With respect to studying NCRT, don't read it word by word. You just need to understand what is given, and for that understanding, as I said, for newspaper, you should also go through the previous year question papers. What is UPSC asking? In this recently concluded UPSC prelims as well, there were a lot of reflections from NCRT. So you go and take the previous year question paper, see what is the language that UPSC is using, what are the methods of how they are testing, what are the methods they are using, are they asking you to analyze, are they giving you direct hit answers, and those kind of questions you can identify by seeing the previous year question paper. Then you shouldn't be worried about knowing everything in NCRT. You just need to have a brief understanding of the concept. You have to know it is there. The knowledge that I've gained from NCRT, I will be able to eliminate, or I will be able to identify the answer in the prelims. That understanding is there. With respect to standard books, I would say for few topics like geography and all, NCRT is more than enough. But you have to go for mains and all. For that, you have to go for some standard authors. I would say it's not this separate, that separate. You can go for side-by-side reading as well. For example, for polity, there is a famous recommendation called Lakshmikant. Those books you can start from scratch. But to get the basic understanding, the knowledge, to get familiar with the knowledge, because I am from an engineering background, I have not studied polity and economy in my school or college. I need to get a hold of the language that they are using. For that, NCRT helps you a lot.
Cost was few attempts. So you would have seen this Baba movie where he wastes few of his. He will use his to seek some gift from God, but he would not get it. So he would waste. He wouldn't know the value of it. So I too missed my first few attempts without knowing the depth of preparation required for this examination. So if you are making your start of this journey quite early, you will have a very good network of people to consult and correct your mistakes through college or guidance and mentorships. Second thing, you can develop the habit of reading. You can make it a habit over time, say newspaper reading or a planned study time or reading NCRTs, whatever it is. Thirdly, it will help you shape your mind in that direction. You will develop some opinions. you will be able to listen to others' views, develop a diverse opinion rather than a rigid opinion. As age goes, you will be quite rigid in your opinions, which is not very, you should be welcoming all the opinions when it comes to civil services. You should be open. So these qualities are, so it can be better built when you are quite early in your preparation. So this is the main thing which I would give as a reason for early preparation. Choose a mentor or a person who can guide you. So definitely you can find them only through institutes. So see wherever there is a personalized attention to you, because everybody would be having their own strength and weakness when it comes to prelims, mains and interviews. Few can talk well but not write. So there are a lot of different shortcomings as well as plus. So there should be people who can identify them and guide you. That out of experience, I'm saying that a good mentor would definitely help you. So small institutes which can provide such dedicated, personalized attention would be better to choose. And somebody asked about the forest service. So as he said, there are few ineligibility. For example, a person from commerce background can never attempt forest services. That was the reason why I couldn't write forest services. But if you're a nature lover, if forest service is you're the top in the administration of forest areas, like how the IAS is administering the people. So, so that is also a very good service. And foreign services, if you are interested in international politics, international affairs, you're following it, then you can definitely, I think the person who said follows Jay Shankar, they can definitely opt for foreign service. Many would, who would like to travel and settle abroad or travel places. You can't settle in abroad because you will be posted anyway. So who would like to travel? They can choose the foreign services. So these preferences you would get to know once you enter the journey, and your choice, you can shape it further. But I would say small habits like developing the curiosity to know what is happening around you, to know the reason behind them. So why is this? There is a budget. So what is great in that? So what are the takeaways? Why is it shaped in this way? So these things you can analyze. You can raise questions. You can discuss among yourselves. These are small things which you can start doing in your college days without even compromising your fun or enjoyment.